everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Why am I doing this? Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kashish and I've contemplated doing this channel or starting this channel for a while now, but I'm glad that I'm finally doing this because I just needed another platform where I could just rant about and talk about books as much as I want. So I thought that the first video that I could do for this month would be a June reading wrap up because June just got over. So I read 7 books in June, 2 were on my Kindle and 5 from my physical TBR. I'm so glad that I read 5 books from my physical TBR because I just always end up reading books on my Kindle and my bookshelf just keeps looking at me like, are you gonna pick me up sometime soon? I'm like, yeah, I will. So I'm glad that I read 5 books from my physical TBR. So let's get started. So the first book that I read this month was Wow of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. This was a 5-star read and I think it was my favorite read of June because I loved it. I loved this main couple, Kazi and Jace. They're like one of my favorite book couples as of now and as of this year because it's just, they're amazing. And then the story just takes off after the Dance of Thieves, where the Dance of Thieves end, like they're coming back from Venda and that's when everything starts unraveling and just a lot of things are happening and it just, you can't catch a breath because so much is happening. And I'm glad that this book could keep me hooked till the end because I'm not able to read many romance books as of now. Like I have read romance books in June, but it just took me a lot of time to finish them. So I'm glad that I was completely hooked to this book till the end and I enjoyed it to my fullest. Also, another thing that I would like to say is that if you want to start with Mary E. Pearson's books, please start with the Kiss of Deception trilogy because Dance of Thieves is based in the same world, and it's like Dance of Thieves is like I think a few years after the Kiss of Deception trilogy. So what I did was I started with Dance of Thieves and I got spoilers for the Kiss of Deception trilogy. And as of now, I am reading the Kiss of Deception trilogy and I just hate how I know who ends up with who. And it's just so frustrating for me because I like to go in blind and just see who ends up with who and what's going to happen or unravel with the plot. So if you don't want to read the Kiss of Deception trilogy, then you can definitely start with Dance of Thieves. But if you want to read Kiss of Deception, then do start with that one. So yeah. That's it for this book. Do pick it up. I highly recommend this series and I'm in love with this author's writing. She's becoming a favorite of mine and I just can't wait to finish the Kiss of Deception trilogy. Maybe I will finish it in July and it'll be in the next month's it'll be July reading wrap up. Sorry. So okay, the next book that I read this month was King of Pride. So thank you so much Hatchet for sending me this book. I've been waiting 2 months to read this book because I wanted a physical copy and I was waiting for it to come in India. So now that it was finally here, I got it from the publisher as well. So I gave this a 3.5 star. It was a 3.5 star read. Generally because I liked it. I didn't love it. Like in King of Wrath we had these small scenes of Isabella and Kai and I was really excited for them. So I just feel like I got a little disappointed because I liked it. I just didn't love it. I wanted to love it, but I didn't love it. So I feel like Kai, I loved Kai though. I was not that fond of Isabella's character, but I really liked Kai. I saw a lot of people's reviews saying that Kai's character was boring for them, but honestly, I really liked him. I feel like we're so used to reading, morally grey characters that we just forget that there are actually genuine men also. So I feel like that's where a lot of people just couldn't connect with his character, but I did and I'm glad that I did. And now I'm really excited for King of Greed, which comes out in October, I think October 24th. So yeah, I'm really hoping for a lot of groveling in that book. And the next book that I read this month was Before I Let Go. So this was a 3.75 star read. I loved this book. I gave it a lower rating, but I still loved it. The writing is beautiful. It'll break your heart, and I did shed a few tears while reading it. But it's like you have to pick this up. Like if you're looking for something from a very realistic point of view, then this is the book because it just focuses on real life issues and is just very communicative about dealing with depression, and I really liked it. So this is a second chance romance, and it's about Yasmin and Josiah. So the only reason why I gave it a 3.75 was because I felt like the first 200 pages, a lot of things felt a little repetitive, and after that, in the end, Josiah and Yasmin just ended up together in like a really short span of time. Like, they did have those important conversations they needed to, but I just needed a few scenes from their past, where they were actually completely wholeheartedly in love with each other, so that I could connect with them as a couple. So I just feel like there was this one point that was missing for me, but I'm definitely sure if you guys pick it up, I'm pretty sure you will love it. So I definitely do recommend this book, and pick it up once, because the writing is beautiful. Some of the quotes in here are just so heartbreaking. I will try to put them up because they are just worth reading, and I hope I can persuade you to pick this up soon. The next book that I read this month was We Hunt the Flame. So I bought this book, or the series, 2 years back when We Free the Stars was gonna come out, and it was really trending a lot on Instagram. So I thought, I need to buy this as well. And I bought both of the books, but yeah, I picked it up after 2 years. But I'm finally glad that I did pick it up. But I gave it 3 stars. So like, the first half of the book is really slow, but I feel like it's justifiable because, in fantasy books, the first book is basically dedicated to, introducing the characters and the world building. So I didn't mind it, but then at the same time, it still felt too slow world building wise. It was just, nothing was happening. It felt very monotonous. And like, the main characters get introduced after like 50% of the book. So, and it's like, as soon as they meet, it's just like insta love, and I just don't like insta love. I felt like they could have met much earlier in the book, and that way they could have been, that way we could have seen them develop that relationship. So I think that was missing. And the writing is pretty, don't get me wrong, but some places I just couldn't connect with it, and I couldn't understand what was going on. Like, there's somewhere, and then all of a sudden something else happens, and I'm like, oh my god, what just happened? Did I miss something? Then I used to go back and read it again, but I'm like, yeah, I think that just is gaps. I think that was left out. I think that's why I found it a little difficult to finish it, and in the end, it just felt like torture to complete this book. I still did like the plot, and I am reading the second one as of now. Even that is excruciatingly slow for me, but I will get through it. And I don't know if I would recommend this as of now, because I haven't read the second one. If this is something like, you can read the blurb, it's very interesting. Like, he has to go and kill her, like, that's the truth. Like, so Zafira has to go hunt for magic, or like bring magic back to Ravia, and Nasir has to go and kill her after she retrieves that Javarat. So I feel like some people might like this, but I think I just couldn't connect well. The only character that I love in this book was Altair. I think he's the one who made this book, very interesting, because he's like the comedic relief of the series, and he, with his banter and with his dialogues, everything, that just made it interesting for me to read, I guess. The last 100 pages though are really nice. Like, a lot of things happen, a lot of revelations come out, and that's when it gets interesting. That's why I did pick up the second book, but it's just again slow. But I will definitely let you know if this series is worth picking up. The next book is Always Only You. So this is the second book in the Bergman Brothers series, and I gave this also a 3.5. I really liked it. I loved Frankie and Ren as a couple. They were really cute, and Ren is like this, this cinnamon roll character that I'm pretty sure everyone will just end up loving. He's just his personality, that adorable and geeky self, was just really nice to see. Like, it was something new to see. You always read such grumpy, morally grey characters, so Ren was like a breath of fresh air, like, when it comes to a different character. It's just that the only reason I gave it 3.5 stars was because there were these weird Harry Potter references that were really off-putting for me. Like, I used to read something and I would just put down the book and be like, oh my god, I cannot, oh my god, that was just so bad. I will try to put it up because I don't know, it's just weird, and I just felt, and it just took me a lot of time to get through, and at some parts of the story it was really boring and really slow. and it took me a lot of time to finish it. I think that's why I just couldn't give it like a 4 or a 4.5. It would have definitely been if those two aspects were not there. But I am still excited to read. There are like two siblings in particular whose books I would like to go through, and I will definitely pick them up in the coming months. Yeah, so these were all the 5 books that I read from my physical TBR. Now coming on to the books that I read, the 2 books that I read on my Kindle. The first one was Corrupted Union by Jill Ramsauer. That's the second book in the Byrne Brothers series. It's a mafia romance, forced proximity, marriage of convenience, all of my favorite tropes. I gave this a 4-star. I loved this book. It was amazing. There was a mystery or a side plot that was also going on, and that made it very much interesting to read it. And it's just like, it's just a short read, like 300 pages. You can just, just complete it in one sitting. And I definitely recommend the first book as well as the second one. The third book comes out in September. I think that's the third brother or the cousin, I think. But I'm really liking Jill Ramsauer's book, and this is the second one I've read, and she hasn't disappointed me. And a few of you guys also told me on Instagram that there's another series of hers, I think the 5 families, and I think I will be picking up pretty soon. Even one of my friends recommended it to me. So that's another thing. But it's amazing if you want to pick up mafia romance with a little mystery in it, and I definitely recommend it. Even the first one, do read the first one as well. It's worth it. And I loved the, the hate and the banter and the angst between Keir and Rowan. Those are your main characters from the book. I should have mentioned it prior, but yeah, okay. So they are the main characters, and they're amazing. You will enjoy them a lot, and I definitely recommend it. And the second book from my Kindle, which I read this month, was one of my most anticipated releases of 2023. That was The Unwanted Marriage by Katharina Mora. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. I'm so sorry if I'm not. I will check it out after I finish this. So that was another 5-star read. So I think Bow of Thieves was my favorite, and after that was The Unwanted Marriage. So this is the third book in the Windsor Siblings series. I read the second one first, The Temporary Wife, and then I picked up The Wrong Bride. So The Wrong Bride was really bad. I will definitely not recommend it. And if you're someone who follows my reviews on Instagram and recommendations, then you can really skip this book and just get, just start with the second one, because I really don't like it. And then the third one is Unwanted Marriage. This was amazing. I loved it. Dion and Faye were my favorite. I think this was my favorite book in the series as of now. And I'm really glad that, the pacing of the story was really well. It was a bit long at sometimes, but I like those characters, so I didn't feel like, this was slow for me, or like I need this to get over now. So I really liked it, that place, and the emotional build-up between Dion and Faye was just beautiful. And just, I don't know, it was just really nice. I feel like you just have to read it and get the feeling on your own. I just cannot express it. I feel like I'm bad at giving my opinions on books that were 5-star for me. I would just be like, just read it. If you trust me, then read it. When I give books a lower rating, that's when I have a lot to say. So just pick it up. It's amazing, and I hope you will enjoy it. So that's it for my June reading wrap up. And I wanted to do a July TBR, but I don't think this would work for me because I'm a moody reader, and I don't think choosing my July TBR would make sense, because I will just end up picking something else entirely, and I don't want to force myself to read books that I picked up and then not want to read it in the end or afterwards. So I probably won't do a July TBR. I still have 2 ideas for the next video which I should do, that is like a birthday book haul or like a 24-hour readathon. I wanted to do this for a while now, so do let me know in the comment section which one I should do first. And thank you so much for watching and sticking around till the end, and do subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.